Everyone has a story to tell. It's my mission to tell it. Unscripted, unedited. We are on the record. Hi everyone, I'm Sarina Fazan, and thank you so much for joining us for this Love in America series. You know, I am the woman that's in love with love, and I have been talking about this couple. I tell everybody that I can find, even at the airport. Seriously, I was just in Chicago talking about Candace and Matt Blackburn. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for asking us.
Okay, you guys actually met on a blind date.
We did.
But this is the key, folks. This is the key. Not only did they meet on the blind date, and I'm going to let them tell this story, they decided to get married on that day.
I have a version, Matt has another version, but yes, we both knew we were going to marry each other that day, right? Fair enough?
We did. We
Yeah.
acted as if we were going to be together for the rest of our lives.
Oh my gosh, on October 20th of this past year, October 20th of 2021, because you know, these shows live on,
Right.
you celebrated your 20th wedding anniversary.
20th. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, Candace, so let's start with your version. What
Oh my
happened?
gosh.
Open up, girl.
I'd
Tell
like
us.
to know his version first,
Oh, you would?
actually.
Okay,
Yeah. Go.
I love this because this is unscripted, unedited, and it's since you put that on the record.
On the record,
Yeah.
I'd like
so
your,
Matt, we'd like your version first.
So you want the truth. Okay. Where do you want me to start? Do you want me to start from when we first met, or from the lead up to us meeting?
You know, why don't we let you, again, unscripted, unedited, where do you think you should start? When did the magic happen?
Well, the magic happened pretty much on our first date.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely on our first date. Our first meeting, I guess I'll start with how we came to meet.
Okay, because, you know, I'm glad you said that, because the second half of the show, we actually have a very special guest that was involved with that first meeting.
She is the reason we are here.
Yes, and we are going to meet her, the woman that brought you guys together. So the first meeting.
So my Candace's friend Jenny was dating my father, and I took my father out and Jenny for Father's Day, which is my first time meeting Jenny. And at the end of it, she said, "Oh, you have to meet my friend Candace. Like, you guys would be perfect together." So at the time, you know, it was like, okay, maybe, but I was seeing someone else. It wasn't really the right time, but she pushed on it for a little while, and eventually she called me one day. It was a few months later. I think it was September. Well, I know it was September.
It's your birthday.
Yeah.
Oh, because it's your birthday, okay.
And she said, "Well, Candace is having a party. We're going to the party, and she'd like you to come." I said, "Well, okay, great. That sounds good. I have some friends in town. Is it okay if they come?" She said, "Yeah, it's a party. The more the merrier." And so great. So I do have 3 friends in town. The 4 of us show up at Candace's house, and my dad and Jenny were not there yet, so I didn't know anybody there. So we just went on in. Candace answered the door. It was a very, very nice, pleasant encounter. You know, everything was fine. Everything was good. We walk in the door, and it was like the music stopped.
Yeah, there's like
There
10
were
people there.
7 people in the house. There was not a party. There was 7 people around one table having one conversation, and none of them knew who we were. We didn't know who they were, and they had no idea why we were here.
I didn't know until seconds before he was coming that he was coming. So I think I had my hair in a ponytail and
Yeah,
no
she
makeup.
was wearing a T-shirt,
Yeah.
just like a
I
white
didn't
T-shirt
care.
and jeans, and had her hair back, and that was perfect.
Yeah.
So, as it turns out.
Yeah.
And was it an actual party, or was it?
Well,
It was
I
a dinner.
mean, it was a dinner with friends.
With everyone working at the same company,
Yeah.
and there being 7 of them.
Yeah.
And I think it grew. I mean, I think we were I think by the end of the night, it was a little less uncomfortable.
Yeah. So
But-
she'd been pushing us to meet, and I kept saying no. He kept saying no. She kept lying and going back to him and saying, "Candace really wants to meet you." I didn't. And then she'd go back to Matt and say, "Candace seriously wants to meet you." And he's like, "Okay." Like, it was a lie. It was a lie.
And so that's what led him, though, to come to this
she's like,
dinner
she
at your
wants
house
to meet
under
you.
the guise of a
So
party.
come.
Okay,
So I could tell that he was uncomfortable. He's more of a reserved person. I'm more of a loud person. And so I tried to take him out to the back just to have a conversation. And then I said, heard you really wanted to meet me. And he's like, no, I didn't. He's like, I heard you wanted to meet me. I'm like, that's not true. That is not true at all. So that kind of broke the ice. And then he left that party. That was like a Friday night.
Yeah, and we still only had a few minutes together, but we got along and decided we would go out sometime.
Yeah.
So
He called me. I was sitting with one of my friends on a Sunday night, and I'm like, I don't know why I'm even going to say this, but I miss him.
And so was this a Sunday after the Friday party? Oh my gosh.
She's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I know it's weird. It's just, I like miss him. I don't even know him, and I miss him. And then he called. And,
on Sunday? Or
yeah, right.
And he
said
said,
right when she said that?
Within
pretty
that
much,
conversation. Yeah.
So,
Did you guys hear that? That is fate. If you don't believe in this stuff, I totally believe in it.
That's
Okay, so within this conversation, the phone rings.
yep, and he says, I'm really busy during the week and stuff. We can go out tomorrow if you, I'd like to take you out, and we could do it tomorrow or like a week from Saturday because you were traveling all the time. So quickly I said, well, a week from Saturday I'm booked.
And you really weren't booked,
No,
right?
I'm not booked.
Yeah.
I'm like, I guess it has to be tomorrow.
Bummer.
So then he picked me up. We went to Mise en Place.
Oh, nice choice.
Right.
For those people who don't live in Tampa, Florida, because honestly, I get views like all over, right? It's a great restaurant in downtown Tampa. Okay, so
You tell the rest.
Yeah.
Right?
So you pick her up.
So yeah, I picked her up. We went to dinner. It was very nice dinners, good restaurant, good conversation.
We stayed up.
We were there for a long time. We went home afterwards. Came in, invited me in for a nightcap,
Oh, how romantic.
and I never left.
He never left.
Ever.
Oh, okay, wait.
I never
We
went home
stayed
again.
up the entire night talking, planning our wedding, who would stand with who. I said, I've got 12 girlfriends that need to be bridesmaids. He's like, bring it. I got 12 guys. What else?
You're kidding. Okay, so when did the marriage discussion begin? At the dinner or at night when you invited him for a nightcap?
It didn't really. We didn't talk about
Right.
like that we were going to get married.
Right.
We talked as if we were going to get married.
Yeah.
We just kind of knew it was going to happen. It wasn't like we had
Like, someday, do you want to get married? No, we were
we
planning
just
our
already
wedding.
kind of like we're saying, well, when we're married, we do this. I mean, this was maybe 15 hours into it, so it may be considered a fifth date. But we already knew each other pretty well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just as if it was a foregone conclusion. It wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't really.
I know, and he never left. He had his own place, but he never left. Oh, and then this was great because he had a Ford dealership up in Georgia. So he would drive there and then come home on. You would drive there during the week,
Yeah, usually
and then come home on the weekends. So that was not happening because we were in love and we needed to see each other. So I was a technical recruiter, and I was on contract, and my contract ended, right?
Right.
Like right when we met. So we would stay up. He would go to work. He'd drive to Georgia. He would come home that night to Tampa. We would stay up the entire night talking. I would go to sleep and he would drive to work. Like, he was living on maybe an hour of sleep.
Yeah, I thought we were both doing that. She
didn't tell him I wasn't
she didn't tell me that her contract had ended the day of our first date. So it worked out perfectly for both of us.
Hilarious that you would then go to sleep. Yeah, I would sleep all day, and then shower, be ready, have dinner made when he got there, and we'd stay up all night. We did that for a month.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Matt, let me ask you. They say that men know immediately. Like they say
They do?
That's what that's like men. When I say immediately, they have a feeling that this is the one. So did you have that feeling on the first date or the day that you met Candace at the party?
Oh, that's a good question.
That is a good question. The day that I met her, I knew that she could be.
Wow.
The second that I met her, like the greeting walking in the door.
I didn't know that.
But the first date is when I knew for sure. I mean, it was definitely too soon at the beginning, but the first date, I knew that it could be.
You know why I love the show so much? So I've had several couples on, and when they go back and watch it, they do learn things about the romance that they might not have known.
Yeah.
Like just what you just
didn't
it's
know
so
that.
sweet.
Yeah.
Or it just reignites, the love, right?
Yeah.
So Candace, I know you missed him on that Sunday.
Yeah.
When do you think that clearly you knew on the first date because you guys were planning the wedding. I mean, it was a foregone conclusion.
When I was searching for things to post for our 20th anniversary, I came across a quote that I have on my page. I can't remember what it was, but it says, when you meet somebody and you're all giddy and you're excited and all that, that's, I don't know if this is verbatim what it says, but it said that's not love. When you meet somebody and your soul is calm and you're easy, that is love. So it's kind of like, I've told him that since day one. I just felt like I was home with him. I felt, I was 30, and I had just resigned myself to the fact that I was just never going to get married. This just wasn't going to happen. All my friends were married. They go on the hunt on the weekends. I'd stay home. I'd park my car in my driveway on Friday night and then leave Monday morning for work. So I was kind of maybe I'm not going to find somebody. So I even said, my friends would say, let's go out. And I'm like, listen, if God wants me to meet somebody, he's going to walk them right through my front door.
You are kidding.
Oh, and I also found this, and I didn't do this on purpose, Boo.
Well, no,
that's so cute that you call him Boo. I call my little Sammy Boo.
No, he's my Boo. So I had this list that I started in where's my date? August 24th of 1994.
Okay.
And somebody had told me to do a treasure map of the person I want to meet and marry. So you have to write down very descriptive, what is your person?
Yeah.
So
okay.
I kind of dreamed him into life. This is
You're
him.
kidding. Okay, read some of the list.
I won't read them because you have to be very descriptive.
Okay, got it.
Dimples.
Smile.
Show 'em your dimples.
One dimple.
6 feet to 6'1". Well, you're 6'2", right?
6'1".
Okay.
Oh, you're 6'1".
Okay.
Dirty blonde hair.
Dirty blonde hair.
Works out.
Soccer.
Not married. Never been married.
Okay.
Well, this says lives in the metro area because that's when I was living in D.C. But it's
I
okay.
live in the Tampa metro area.
Owns his own place.
Thank you.
Makes X amount a year, which he did. Loves and respects family, but independent from them. Yeah. That was key. Blue eyes.
Blue eyes.
Committed to the relationship, openly communicative, intelligent. He's the smartest man I've ever met in my life.
And I have to say, oh my gosh, when we came in, I was talking about how smart Candace is, and she's like, no, it's my husband.
Yeah, he's the brains.
Okay.
Respectful of all humankind. That's huge. Not touchy in public. So, he's kind of quiet on that stuff. Loves children, wants to have children. Oh, not overpowering off the bat, but lets me know right away that I'm the one. Oh, that's crazy. Prompt, you're ridiculous. We can leave our house late, and if we have to be somewhere at 11:30, he's there at 11:29.
He's so prompt.
So prompt. 28 to 32, wrong. I got you. I snatched you up young.
How old
He's
was he?
younger. What were you, 26?
26, all right.
25. Good chemistry, broad shoulders. That's crazy.
And so you wrote that list how?
In 1994.
6 years before.
I met him.
And you dreamed him to life.
I did.
Oh my gosh, okay, you guys, we have to bring in Jenny. So we are going to go into the new set because we have to introduce the woman that
responsible for
yes,
this
and
madness.
the little white lie.
That was a lie. That was a big lie.
Okay, so on that note, we're going to go to a commercial break and we'll be right back. I love this story.
The holidays are coming up. Why not give the gift of health for your skin? South Tampa Dermatology is offering a special through February, and you can save hundreds. You can get the Zeo products I use for 12 weeks of care, a 3-step Zeo peel, and a laser treatment. I've had them all, and I can tell you it is well worth the investment. It's another reason why I rely on the Dream Team at South Tampa Dermatology.
I'm Sarina Fazan, a journalist, producer, and podcast host. With a background in television news, I know how much time and talent it takes to produce a broadcast quality production. But no more. Red House Streaming offers a simple, cost-effective method for capturing live action and streaming it in real time to YouTube, Facebook, or any other website. From single camera shoots or multi-camera productions, conventional or virtual sets, and from the state-of-the-art Red House Streaming Studios to remote locations, the professional crew at Red House Streaming, backed by the technology and reputation of CP Communications, allows you to produce more content at a lower cost and with little to no engineering required. That's why my podcast, On the Record with Sarina Fazan, is streamed live from the Red House Streaming Studios each week. Contact Red House Streaming today at 800-762-4254 or online at cpcoms.com to learn more. I'll see you in the studio.
Okay, I think I'm going to have a heart attack because I love this show so much. The list that Candace just read, Jenny, we're going to get to you. I'm so sorry because you are responsible for that. But the list that Candace just read of her perfect man that she had written 6 years before she had met Matt, that was the first time you heard this?
That was the first time I've heard of it.
So Candace doesn't believe it.
I don't believe it. I mean,
I'd remember them.
you would, boo. I believe you.
Yeah. Oh. Okay, so I promised it, but
go ahead,
don't you feel as a journalist on the record we have to explore
you have
this.
to document
Yeah,
this.
we have to. So how were you feeling when she read this list?
Well, I guess it explains how it was easy for her to know that I was the one.
Right.
So she had that advantage on our first date. So I was going blind.
You were going blind.
She was not.
You were just going with emotion. I was going, this is your check, 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 check.
Okay.
That's,
They are, I mean, honestly, Jenny, you got to give me a high five, girl.
Give her a high five.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, the white lie.
Yeah.
You know when you always say, what's a little white lie? You have given new meaning to white lie.
Right.
Yes. Okay.
It was not a white lie. It was a big fat lie all the way around.
No.
Well, yeah.
It's a little omission.
Yeah, just a little omission. Yeah. And Candace, I gotta say, thank goodness.
Yeah.
Right. Because we haven't even talked about their first date. We're gonna talk about the kids too and the name and everything. But Jenny, tell us the story and the first thing you said to me when you walked in was, and I'm obsessed with it, I've also shown my little love sign book.
Mm-hmm. Right.
What was the first thing that you said that you were thinking about these two?
Well, when I met Matt, I knew he was a Virgo, and I knew he was dating someone, and I was dating Matt's father. And so then the first time I met Matt in person, I said, oh, so this girl that you're dating, what's her birth date? And he told me, and I said, I get it. She's a Leo. You're a Virgo. I understand the attraction, but it will never last. You have to meet my friend Candace. She's a Capricorn. You guys are perfect for each other. Well, who wants their dad's girlfriend, right? Yeah, let me sign up for that date right now. And so, he wasn't interested. So I'm telling Candace about Matt, and she's saying stuff like, I said, he's really cute. And she said, well, is he cute or is he Jenny cute? Because I think everybody's cute. I go, no, he's really cute. He's really cute. So then they kept asking me questions about each other because I kept bringing it up. And then she would be like,
Were
how
you
old is
asking
he?
questions about me?
How old is
I
he?
was not asking
Because I
questions.
said, you go like, how old is he? Questions like, how old is he? Like, how old is he?
Right.
And
Okay,
I
maybe
go,
I asked that
I
once.
said, well, you know, I think maybe he's 1 or 2 years younger than you.
Lie.
And you know what? No, but thank goodness, because she is like me. Like can't judge age. Right?
No, she didn't like the answer. She was lying to
Okay,
me.
maybe
I
it's
didn't-
just a little
It
bit
was
way.
innocent.
Like
It was
the
innocent,
when,
but it worked out. Same
Yeah.
thing with Matt.
Listen,
You know,
I get it.
Maybe she's 1 or 2 years older than you. I think maybe.
Yeah.
So I didn't. So then, like, finally, like, tricking them into meeting each other at that party, and then.
So you openly admit that was a
Yeah,
trick,
yeah,
that
yeah.
it was. Yeah.
Let's
just move past that. Yeah.
So Bill and I were there. Matt's dad and I were there at the party, and so the first time I saw these two have interaction, it was like Matt's behavior was so different. It was like, then Bill and I looked at each other. I was like, "Did you see that?" And so we were just like shaking our heads, and then Bill and Matt talked later in the week, and Bill said, "Well, you know, what did you think?" And Matt said, "Yeah, you know, I might ask her out like next week, whatever." And Bill said, "I don't think you should wait. I think you should call her right, you know, tonight, ask her out right away." And so he did, and then I knew they were going out, and then the next morning I called.
Yes.
And said to Candace, you know, so what'd you think? How'd it go? She goes, I don't know. Why don't you ask him? And she handed him the phone. So it worked out great.
And people are gonna like assume all this stuff, but I like made him at 5 o'clock in the morning because we were gonna have to go to sleep. So like that would mean he would be, you know, near my bedroom. And the car would be there, and I had a little old lady across the street who was up in my business. So I made him leave and drive around the block 3 times.
Back.
Because he couldn't stay
For
the
it to
night.
be respectable.
Yeah, they
This
had
way it was our third date.
Yeah.
Oh, this okay. Got
So
it.
he had to
that's
drive
right,
around the
okay.
block and then come to the door and ask if
that's
I could
hilarious.
go out. And I said, I can't tonight. So then he left and drove around the block and asked me again. I'm like, I'm so sorry, I can't. And then third time, I'm like, okay. So it was our
That's
first date.
super on brand for her.
For
That'd
her,
be
yes.
funny.
But you
That's
literally made him
hilarious.
drive
Yes.
around the block.
Yeah, because then it's the third date.
Then it's
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
oh.
it's
Yeah.
totally on brand.
Okay.
He can't stay at my house the first night.
That was the
this
thing.
was like our 4th date.
The third date.
Well, she was really concerned about the lady across the street.
Yeah,
Okay.
She was in the window.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
she was
you.
watching.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry. I'm still
believe.
trying to grasp this.
Right, I get it. I get it.
You had Matt drive around the block
Yeah. And asked me out.
that same night.
Yeah. 3 times.
And so then, because it was the 4th date,
Right.
Then
He could stay.
Then he could spend the night.
oh,
And then he never left.
and then he never left.
Right.
Well, from driving around the block, so you left a couple times.
Makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah. It does make. Yeah, it does make
Does
sense.
that make sense?
It does make sense. You know, like it's so interesting because I was talking to my friend Michael Murphy yesterday, who owns an art gallery in Tampa,
he's great.
and I'm not allowed to announce this couple because they're going on their 5th date. So they've already gone their 4th and their 5th date. So he asked that question. He's like, "Well, gosh, it's already past the 3rd date," and I said, "I don't know if that's necessarily." The case, you know, we know what we're talking about, right?
Yes, we do.
We do.
Yes.
You know, I get kind of shy and
We do.
you know embarrassed, but you guys know, you know.
Yes.
So the fact that you're bringing up the whole 3rd date, what is that word, Jenny? The 3rd date theory, philosophy.
Oh, yeah, exactly,
Yeah, right,
exactly.
right. It's so interesting to me, even from years ago, from
Yeah.
20 years ago.
We could
Was in
like,
all the books.
Yeah.
was
the
it?
time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we can plan our wedding, name our child, do all of
can't
that
spend the
stuff.
night.
But he
Right,
couldn't spend the night
until it was at least
right.
the 4th date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, so speaking of the child,
Yeah.
you have 2 beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful daughters.
you.
Girls, right? 2
Yeah.
beautiful girls. And the first one, what is her name?
Well, the way, like in theory, or how we pronounce, because
No, in theory, and then how you pronounce
in
it. But how
theory,
do you
her name is Madeline, but her name is Madeline.
But you came up with that first.
Yeah, we planned it.
Yeah, it was a combination of our middle names, Matt and Lynn, but it just didn't roll off. So We tweaked it a little bit.
We tweaked it.
Took a few
Roll
more
off
days,
the
but we got it right.
Matt.
Here's your daughter, Madeline. Yeah.
And congratulations to her. She was just in the Thanksgiving Day
Yes,
parade as
that was
well, right? Plant High
amazing.
School.
Yeah.
Way to go.
Yeah.
No, that's so that's awesome.
It was
That's
awesome.
awesome. So Jenny, is this the first couple you've set up?
Yes.
Oh, this is the first couple.
Yeah,
How's
no,
it?
Wait, you had another one that you set up.
No, who did I set up?
No, there was another one that you set up and married. Patty.
Oh my gosh.
So you set up two couples.
Yes.
Okay, and with you, it really is the birth signs, right?
Yes,
That you,
yes,
that you.
absolutely.
So what about Pat, the friend Patty? What are their? You
I
can't remember.
can't remember, but
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly what their signs were. But yeah, that
Yeah.
was a thing too. I
Yeah.
was like, oh yeah, he's a this, you're a that. Yeah, this is gonna work.
Yeah.
So I have to say, I don't always base it on signs. I
Right,
do,
right.
but I have set up 7 couples that have gotten married.
Oh,
and I
oh.
am my 8th couple is getting married next year.
Get
They're
out.
on the Love in America at the very end of the year, and I am for the first time officiating the wedding.
Wow.
I'm so excited about. Yes.
How neat.
I'm going to ask actually the wonderful CEO here. He does not know this. I'm putting this on the record today. Cord Heitman, I think we should stream their wedding on the Sarina Fazan Network. How cool would that
What
be?
a great
Yeah.
idea.
What do you think?
Oh
Wouldn't that
my
be so
gosh.
cool?
8 people you
8 people.
set up?
And I honestly feel 8 people that have gotten married. And I
That's
think there
crazy.
are, and I think there's many more because when you're in college and stuff and you don't
Right.
you're not
Right.
you don't keep track of everybody.
You need to track that
Yeah,
down.
I do need to track
Right.
that down. And the one couple that I currently set up again on their 5th date, you just never know.
Right.
Yeah, I've set up a lot of I'm just in love with love. But this reiterates to me, okay, did you guys believe in love at first sight prior to it happening to you?
I didn't not believe in it, but it was all theoretical. I
Yeah.
never had that experience or seen that experience with anyone else. So I wouldn't say that I was a believer in it, but
It happened.
it happened.
It
So it's
happened.
true.
How about you, Candace?
I mean, I'm always been like a lover of love too, hoping that it could happen and it would be crazy. But this wasn't crazy. This was just so natural and comfortable. And even him and I said after, he proposed, because he didn't come with a ring on the first date. He wasn't like crazy, right? Did you?
I didn't provide it to you.
Waiting for that special lady.
I did get to help him pick it out.
Yes.
Yes. Uh-huh.
But even after we got engaged, down on the knee and ring on the hand, 2 months or a month after we met.
Well, I was going to ask that question now. I was like, so when did you officially get engaged? Just a month after you met?
Well,
Quick.
it was
December
probably
14th.
yeah, so a month and a half.
So it was like about a couple months after our first date.
But both of us were like, okay, let's take a year. Because this is crazy. We're living on a high, and people were saying, what the heck? And Matt was telling his friends, well, she was pressuring me. I had to either, marry her or leave, So that was the big joke after
Yeah.
a couple weeks of knowing each other. Our friends didn't know each other. So we said, let's give it a year. So we planned our wedding for a year after, for October 20th. And I still joke, if we waited until we came off of our love high to get married, we still wouldn't be married.
Because you guys are still on a love high.
We are.
Yeah.
We're ridiculous.
Oh my gosh.
Don't
All
you
right.
think we're ridiculous?
Oh my gosh.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Yes, we're ridiculous.
We're ridiculous.
You guys are so cute. And you know what else is ridiculous? I have to point this out. So I love it, love, and my favorite food, honestly, is pizza. So you guys own, and you're so gracious to bring this in. Can you guys see this? Okay, Blackjack pizza and salad, and we couldn't wait until after the show. This is just one of the things
It's
we
missing
started
some
eating
bites.
it. I was so hungry. So this is what, the Mediterranean and chicken?
That's the
pizza?
chicken Mediterranean
Chicken
pizza.
Mediterranean.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I mean, it's so insanely great. And then, all right, this is
Careful
the one we
with that
couldn't,
one,
because
yeah.
I was so hungry, I had to start eating before the show. But this is a Greek salad, right? You guys have the best salads. And this is,
Michigan.
That's the Michigan cherry salad. It's a spinach-based salad.
the spinach-based
That's,
salad. Oh, it's
that's
so
my
good.
favorite.
And I've heard that people just order your ranch dressing.
Yes, they buy it by the gallon.
And they just buy.
Wow.
By the pint, anyway.
I didn't know.
So Matt, where for people in Tampa, where is the restaurant located? So we can give you a plug. I mean, this was so
It's
sweet of
all,
you guys
it's all
to bring it
takeout
in.
delivery, and we're in South Tampa. We're at the intersection of Gandy and Dale Mabry.
Oh gosh,
So
I
we
wanted to
deliver
mention
most
that.
of South Tampa.
That was so
Yeah.
sweet of you guys to bring this in. I'm so excited about it.
They have chicken wings, or chicken wings. They have the desserts, but they also have the gluten-free crust
cauliflower, too.
cauliflower.
Yeah.
So
Good stuff.
that's a big one. That's hard to find.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, love it. All right, so as we close out the show, and of course I'll let you, Jenny,
Yes.
I think we're all, you've said you're also a lover of love, right? You clearly are.
Yes.
And you clearly believe in the signs.
Yes.
But let's also share the twist
Yeah.
in the story.
Yeah.
Because Jenny here
Yes.
did marry Matt's dad.
Yeah. 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 We met on Match.com. The first email was October 3rd, 1999. I met him in person for the first time December 22nd, 99, which we still celebrate as our anniversary. The night before I was supposed to meet him, I woke up in the middle of the night and said, he's a Scorpio.
And you're a Cancer.
And I'm a Cancer. And I was like, okay, so the next day, and I found out that, yeah, he is a Scorpio. And he's the one.
And so when you saw him for the first time, or do you feel like it was the night before that you knew he
No,
was
like
the
when
one?
I saw his picture, like on Match.com, I was like, he's not my type at all.
Really?
I don't know if I can say this on.
Go ahead. No.
I said, who put the stick up this guy's butt? Because he was really like this, you know, the perfect posture, like this. And I was like, but anyway, but he was very intelligent, and even on email, he was a very good listener. And so, so then we met in person on December 22nd, and I knew he was the one. He was my soulmate. That
You
was
just
it.
knew, just
That
like
was
these
it.
guys.
That was it, absolutely.
So you believe in true love.
Yes, yes. And I had our charts done later, you know, zodiac charts for us together and then like as a couple, and it was so dead on accurate. And one of the things that it said is that that our relationship has this quality of being absolutely fated, that we both, you know, it was absolutely meant to be.
Oh, that's so sweet. And
So she started with as a friend, and then went to a mother-in-law,
Right.
and then she
Grandma.
is the grandma to our daughters, and I mean they just couldn't be loved up anymore by her. Like she's the best, you know. So like the first time I meet her, she's a friend, and then she turns into like the best. Momo,
yes.
we call her Momo and Popo for the grandparents, and it's like her babies, you know. She couldn't love them
I
anymore.
got to create my grandchildren.
I know you got
Yeah.
your grandchildren. You dreamed up your perfect husband.
I did good.
Yeah.
So you know, I ask every couple this as we end the show. What would your advice be to people out there to have a successful marriage?
What would my advice be?
He doesn't like me to talk about our relationship, which is ironic because we're on TV for
Just
it.
to be clear, that's my advice.
It's
Defer to her.
about our relationship.
That's the advice. Defer.
to keep your private life private.
Yes.
That's
And
true.
let her.
He does, yeah. So
But hey, that could be your answer. I mean, honestly, you know.
well, that's
His
his
answer.
You know, he likes to keep it private, but I think just married, like he is an amazing person. Before me, before father, before, you know, whatever is him alone, he's amazing. And I feel like I'm pretty good by myself. So when we came together, we never have tried to change each other in any way. He works out. He likes to go. I like to sit on the couch and, you know, be warm and comfortable. So, but we just trust each other.
You have a shared value
individually and
system.
and together. Like we're just a good team.
I love that.
We're just good together.
Trust, team. Those
And
are
don't
great
try to
keywords.
change.
And don't try to change somebody.
Ever. And don't hope they're going to change. You know, the lots of people I've seen, I've asked my girlfriends who've gotten married and divorced, And I told them not to get married before they got married, and they did, and now they're divorced. And I said, did you know? Like, you had to know. And everybody will say in their gut,
They knew.
you know. If there's something that's triggering or like something
Missing.
that's in you going, it's not right. And marriage is forever. So I would never risk it. I would always listen to my soul.
And not give up like you did.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
not
you
give up.
were thinking. I mean, at 30,
I was
you were
done.
you were
Yeah, I
done.
was done.
But so I guess I shouldn't say it was thanks to a little white
Yes,
lie
yes.
that we'll call it a little white lie that led to this
I don't care.
amazing
It worked
union.
out. Call it whatever you want.
I mean, you and I don't
Call it
know.
whatever you want.
Lies.
Whatever works.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
It worked.
This is why, though, I love the show so much, right? And I hope you guys go back and watch it and, you know, some of the new things that came up. I mean, it's just so romantic.
I'll let you read my list.
Yes,
Yeah.
the list. Well, you can watch the show and share the show on multiple platforms. So I love showing our new graph because we've added so many things on there. And now I do 2 shows a week. You know, we do On the Record on Wednesday, and we do Love or Dating in America on Friday. So it was such a pleasure having you, Matt, Candace, and Jenny Blackburn, all with the same last name. Yes, believe in love. Thank you so much again for joining us. Thank you for
Thank
bringing
you.
this amazing food, and we really appreciate you.
Thanks.
Welcome.
Thanks so much
Thank
for
you.
watching, everybody. Stay safe.